Paragraph page 713. Last head word was gather, revision. 713, gather. Okay, so let's start with revision. Ready? Here we go.
Okay.
Do I gather up my stuff from the table at the end of the lesson? Do I gather up my stuff from the table at the end of the lesson? Yes. You
Yes.
gather up
You gather
your
up
stuff
your
from the
stuff
table at the
from the
end of
table
the lesson.
at the end of the lesson.
Greg, at what time of the year do farmers gather the fruit in your part of the world? At what time of the year do farmers gather the fruit in your part of the world? Farmers gather
Farmers gather
the fruit in
the fruit in
autumn
autumn
in my part of the world.
in my part of the world.
Right after a murder has been committed, how do the police gather information about the crime? After a murder has been committed, how do the police gather information about the crime? After a murder
After a
has
murder
been committed,
has been committed,
the police gather
the
information
police the police gather information
about the crime
about the crime
by looking for clues
by looking for the clues
and talking to people
and talking to
who might
people
be able to help.
who might be able to help.
Very good. On what occasions do all the members of the family gather together? On what occasions do all the members of the family gather together? All the members
All the
of a
members
family
of a family
gather together
gather together
on occasions
on
such
occasions
as weddings,
such as weddings,
birthday parties,
birthday parties,
etc.
etc.
Very good. How can oil be transported from one part of the country to another? How can oil be transported from one part of a country to another? Oil can be
Oil
transported
can be transported
from one part of a country
from one part of the country
to another
to another
on lorries
on
or
lorries
through very
or through very
big pipes.
big
Very
pipes.
good. Is oil used a lot in cooking in your country? Is oil used a lot in cooking in your country? Yes or no?
Yes,
Oil used a lot.
o- oil
Well,
use a lot.
oils used a lot
Oils use a lot
in cooking in my
in
country.
cooking in my country.
Very good. In winter, how are most buildings heated? In winter, how are most buildings heated? In winter,
In winter,
most buildings
most
are heated
buildings
by
are heated
radiator,
by gladiator,
gas fires, electric
gas
gas
fire,
fires, electric heaters, etc.
electric heaters, etc.
Very good. Okay. In your country, which is cheaper to use, central heating or electric heaters? In your country, which is cheaper to use, central heating or electric heaters? In my country,
In my country,
central heating
central
is
heating
cheaper than
is cheaper
electric
than
heaters.
electric heaters.
Very good. What can we do to try to keep cool in a hot building with no air conditioning? What can we do to try to keep cool in hot building with no air conditioning? We can switch on
We can switch on
electric fans,
electric fan,
open
sorry,
electric fans,
electric fans,
open windows,
open windows,
etc. to
etc.
try to keep
to
cool
try to keep
in
cool
a hot building
in a hot
with
building
no air conditioning.
with no air conditioning.
Very good. What percentage of the food you buy do you think ends up in the bin? What percentage of the food you buy do you think ends up in the bin? I think
I think
like
who
20%, 5%
to 20%
of the food I buy
of the food I buy
ends up in the bin.
ends and ends up
In the bin.
it a bit.
In the bin.
Ah, in the bin.
Yeah, like the trash can. Very good.
確
Okay.
か。はい。
Do you feel full of energy at the moment? Do you feel full of energy at the moment? Yes or no? I
Yes,
feel
I
full of
feel
energy at
full
the
of
moment.
energy at the moment.
Very good. Should we all try hard not to waste energy in the home? Should we all try hard not to waste energy in the home? Yes,
Energy.
we should
Yes,
all try
we should
hard
all try
not to
hard
waste energy
not to waste
in the
energy
home.
in the home.
Very good. Okay. When you lack sufficient money to buy something, do you wait and save the money or do you buy it on credit? When you lack sufficient money to buy something, do you wait and save the money or do you buy it on credit? When I lack
When I lack
sufficient money
sufficient
to
money
buy something,
to buy something,
I
I buy it credit card
on credit.
on credit card.
Very
On
good.
credit.
On credit card or on credit. Why? Why?
Okay.
Because
Why? Because uh,
I
uh,
I
I
need it.
need I need it.
I need it right away.
I need it right away.
Very good. What do you think your town is lacking in more than anything else? What do you think your town is lacking in more than anything else? I think my town
I think my
is
town
lacking in
is
Mhm.
lacking in
What?
young
Shucks,
person,
young person or young people
young people,
more
はい、
than
young people,
anything else.
more than anything
Well,
else.
is there a serious lack of food in some countries in the world? Is there a serious lack of food in some countries in the world? Yes, there's a
Yes,
serious
there's
lack of
a
food
serious lack of food
in some countries
in some
in the
countries
world.
in the world.
Very good. Okay, next. What does someone mean when they say I don't drink alcohol at all? What does someone mean when they say I don't drink alcohol at all? When someone says
When someone
I
says,
don't drink alcohol
I don't drink
at
alcohol
all, they
at
mean
all, they
they
mean
never drink alcohol,
they never drink
not
alcohol,
even
not
on
even
special occasions.
on special
Very
occasions.
good. Give me another sentence with the words at all. Give me another sentence with the words at all, please. It's very strange.
It's very
I've
strange.
worked hard all day,
I, I work hard all day,
but don't feel tired at
but
all.
don't feel tired at all.
Very good. Who's your neighbor in this classroom? Who's your neighbor in this classroom? Nobody's my neighbor
Nobody's
in this
my
classroom.
neighbor in this classroom.
Very good. Why do you think it is that some people just don't get on well with their next door neighbors? Why do you think it is that some people just don't get on well with their next door neighbors? I think the reason
I think the reason
that some people
that some
just
people
don't get on well
just don't get on well
with their next door neighbors
with the next door neighbors
is that we can
is
choose
that
our friend
we can choose our friend
but cannot choose
but cannot choose
our neighbors.
our neighbors.
Very good. Would you get complaints from your neighbors if you turn up your TV very loud? Would you get complaints from your neighbors if you turn up your TV very loud? Yes or no?
Yes,
I'd get complaints
I get
from my
complaints
neighbors
from my
if I
neighbors
turn up
if I turn up
my TV very loud.
my my TV very loud.
Very good. Do you ever go on a neighboring town to do some shopping? Do you ever go to a neighboring town to do some shopping? Yes or no? I
Yes,
sometimes go
I sometimes go
to a neighboring town
to a neighboring
to
town
do some shopping.
to do some shopping
Why? Why? Because they have
because they
bigger
have
shopping malls.
bigger shopping malls.
Megan, which do you think's the prettiest neighborhood in your town? Which do you think's the prettiest neighborhood in your town? I think my
I think
neighborhood
my neighborhood
is the prettiest neighborhood
is is the prettiest neighborhood
in my town.
in my town.
Very good. Are there quite a few shops in the neighborhood of your school? Are there quite a few shops in the neighborhood of your school? Yes or no? No.
Quite
Let's say no,
no,
there aren't
there aren't
many shops
many
in the
shops
neighborhood
in the
of
neighborhood
this school.
of
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 this school.
of this school.
Very good. Can learning the language of a country help us to understand the culture of the country? Can learning the language of a country help us to understand the culture of the country? Yes. Learning the
Yes,
language
learning the
of
language
a country
of a country
help us to understand
help us to
the
understand
culture of the country.
the culture of
The country.
country,
The
the
country.
country.
Very good. When you're on holiday, do you enjoy cultural activities like going to museums, concerts, and the theater? When you're on holiday, do you enjoy cultural activities like going to museums, concerts, and the theater? Yes or no?
Yes,
When I'm on holiday,
when I'm when
I'm
I'm
on
on holiday,
holiday. I enjoy cultural
I enjoy
activities
cultural
like going
activities
to museums,
like going into museums,
concerts,
concerts,
and the theater.
and the theater.
Very good. Okay, next. What does the verb wish communicate? What does the verb wish communicate? The verb wish.
The
The v-
verb
wish
wish
communicates the idea
communicates the idea
that we would like
that we would like
to be able to change
to be able to change
the way things are now.
the way
Things
things
are
are
now,
now
or the way
or the way
things were
things were
in the past.
in the past.
Very good. What must we remember when we use the verb wish? What must we remember when we use the verb wish? When we use
When we
the
use
verb wish,
the verb wish,
we must remember
we must remember
that the verb that
that the verb
follows
that follows
is one step back
is one step back
into the past
into the
from the
past
time that we
from the
are
time
referring
that
to.
that we
We
are
are referring to.
referring to.
Very good. Give me an example. Give me an example, please. I wish I had
I wish
your ability to cook.
I had your ability to cook.
Very good. Do you have £1 million? Do you have £1 million? Yes or no? No, I
No,
don't have
I
a
don't
million
have
pounds. Do you
£1 million.
wish you had £1 million? Do you wish you had £1 million? Yes, I
Yes,
wish I had
I wish I
a
had
million pounds.
£1 million.
Very good. Okay, next. Are you relaxing on a beautiful beach at the moment? Are you relaxing on a beautiful beach at the moment? No, I'm
No,
not relaxing
I'm not relaxing
on a beautiful beach
on a beautiful
at the
beach
moment. At the
at the
moment.
moment.
Very good. Do you wish you were relaxing on a beautiful beach at the moment? Do you wish you were relaxing at a beautiful beach at the moment? Yes or no?
At the moment,
I
yes,
wish I was
I wish
relaxing
I was
on a
relaxing
beautiful beach
on a
at the
beautiful
moment.
beach at the moment.
Very good. Did you meet a famous movie star yesterday? Did you meet a famous movie star yesterday? No, I didn't
No,
meet
I didn't
a
meet
famous movie star
a famous movie
yesterday.
star yesterday.
Very good. Do you wish you had met a famous movie star yesterday? Do you wish you had met a famous movie star yesterday? Yes or no?
Yes.
I wish I had
I wish I had
met a famous
met a
movie star
famous
yesterday.
movie star yesterday.
Very good. To divide a pizza among six people, how many times do we have to cut it? To divide a pizza among six people, how many times do we have to cut it?
6 people.
To divide a pizza
To divide a pizza
among six people,
among six
we
people,
have to cut it
we have to cut it
three times.
three
Very
times.
good. How can we divide a large room into two smaller rooms? How can we divide a large room into two smaller rooms? We can divide
We can
a
divide
large room
a large room
into two
into two
smaller rooms
smaller
by
rooms
building a wall
by building the wall
with a door in it
with a door in it
across the middle of the room.
across the middle of the room.
Very good. Why do teachers sometimes divide students into small groups? Why do teachers sometimes divide students into small groups? Teachers sometimes
Teacher sometimes
divide students
divides
into
students
small groups
into small
so that
groups
the students
so that student
can do activities together.
can do activities together.
Very good. Okay, so that's the end of revision. Let's have new work.
予約はい
Okay, so let's have new work. Okay, repeat. Proud.
proud,
Pride.
pride.
Take pride in.
Take pride in.
Very good. Okay.
Take
Listen,
pride.
the word proud is an adjective. To be proud means to feel very pleased and satisfied. Like the feeling, there's a feeling of pride. For example, I am proud. I am proud of myself for anything I've achieved during the last couple of years. Pride is a noun. It is a feeling of pleasure or happiness that you get when you do something good or when you did something difficult. Take pride in means to be proud of. For example, I take pride in my work. Okay, so let's practice. So, are you proud of yourself for anything you've achieved during the last couple of years? Are you proud of yourself for anything you've achieved during the last couple of years? Yes or no? Yes, I'm proud
Yes, yes, I'm
of
proud
myself
of
for
myself
anything
for
I've
anything
achieved
I've achieved
during the last
during the last
couple of years.
couple of years.
Greg, do you take pride in your work? Do you take pride in your work? Yes, I take
Yes,
pride
I take
in my work.
pride in my work.
Very good. Okay, next repeat importance.
Important.
Very good. Okay, listen, the word importance is a noun. It means the value of something. For example, I think parents should teach their children about the importance of saving money. Okay, let's practice. Do you think parents should teach their children about the importance of saving money? Do you think parents should teach their children about the importance of saving money? Yes, I think
Yes,
parents
I think
should
parents
teach their children
should teach children and their children
about the importance
about the
of saving
importance
money.
of saving money
Very good. Next, repeat anymore.
anymore.
Very good. Okay, listen. The words anymore or the word anymore is an adverb, which is usually used in negative statements and in questions. For example, what do you do with clothes that you don't wear anymore? I give away clothes that I don't wear anymore. Okay, let's practice. What do you do with clothes that you don't wear anymore? What do you do with clothes that you don't wear anymore? I
I
give away
I
clothes
give
or throw away.
I give
I
away
give away clothes
give away
that
clothes
I don't wear
that I don't wear
anymore.
anymore.
Very good. Next, repeat. Faithful.
Faithful,
Very good. One more. Faithful.
faithful,
Very good. Okay, listen. The word faithful is an adjective. Faithful means having firm and not changing relationship with someone. For example, dogs are more faithful to their owners than cats. Let's practice. Are dogs more faithful to their owners than cats? Are dogs more faithful to their owners than cats? Yes,
Yes,
dogs are more
dogs
faithful
are more faithful
to their owners
to their
than
owners
cats.
than cats.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Plain.
Plain,
A taste for.
a taste for
Colorful.
colorful.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word plain can be a noun and an adjective. As a noun, it means a large area of flat land without trees. For example, it's easier to grow food on a plain than on a mountain. As an adjective, plain means with nothing added. It is the synonym of ordinary. For example, plain clothes or plain food. A plainclothes police officer does detective work, the kind of work a police officer in uniform could not do because they'd be too easy to notice. When we say a taste for, it means to gradually develop a liking for something. Colorful is an adjective. It means having bright colors or a lot of different colors. For example, I have more of a taste for plain clothes than for colorful clothes. Okay, let's practice. Is it easier to grow food on a plain than on a mountain? Is it easier to grow food on a plain than on a mountain? Yes, it's
Yes,
easier
it's
to
easier
grow food on a plain
to grow food on a plain
than on a mountain.
than on a mountain
Why? Why? Because the earth
because the
on
earth
a plain is
on the
usually
plain
deeper
is usually deeper
and richer.
and richer.
Where it was food 1,000 years ago generally plainer than it is now. Was food 1,000 years ago generally plainer than it is now? Yes. Food
Yes,
a thousand
food
years ago
1,000 years ago
was generally plainer
was generally plainer
than it is now.
than it is now.
Reggie, do you have more of a taste for plain clothes or for colorful clothes? Do you have more of a taste for plain clothes or for colorful clothes? I have more
I have
of a
more
taste for
of a taste for plain clothes,
plain clothes than colorful clothes.
plain clothes than colorful clothes.
Ray, what kind of work does a plainclothes police officer do? What kind of
Police
work does a
officer.
plainclothes police officer do? A plainclothes
A plain
police
clothes.
officer
Police officer
does detective work.
does detective work.
The kind of work
The kind of
a
work
police officer
a police
in
officer
uniform could not
in
do
uniform could not do
because they'd be too easy.
be- because
They'd
they too
be
easy.
too easy to notice.
They sorry one more
What?
please.
Because they'd
Because
be
they be
too easy to notice.
too easy to notice.
Very good. Do you think life is easier when people speak plainly to each other than, that is, speak openly, directly, and honestly to each other? Do you think life is easier when people speak plainly to each other, that is, speak openly, directly, and honestly to each other? Yes, I
Yes,
think life
I think life
is easier
is easier
when people
when people
speak plainly to each other.
speak speak plainly to each other.
Very good. That is, speak
That
openly,
is, bit openly,
directly,
directly,
and honestly
and and honest.
to each other. To each other. 1 minute pa na. Ubos na.